Good. Welcome, everyone. And I am Susanna, and I am actually one of the therapists to be in Clear Balance. So today, I would like to introduce you to the founder and hear a little bit about her story, hear about the how Clear Balance came about, how it works, and you know what's in it for you to get a Clear Balance session. Um, so I got a few sessions in to just share a little bit about my story. Um, I guess it was I can't even remember 6 months ago or something. Uh, Maybe a little bit longer. And then from one of the other ones who was training to be a therapist, and it is really like my life changed. And I know that everybody who works with us say that, well, you have a life before Clear Balance and then you have one after. But I truly feel that as well. And for me, it has been a lot about more clarity. It's easier for me to just, get things done, to focus. I've had more success than I've had in the past as well. So so this has been such an exciting journey. So then when I heard that Victoria, she was doing another training to become a therapist, I was just like, ooh, I mean, hey Eva. And so I know that a lot of you have been interested and we have talked about it, and there was a lot of people that couldn't make it, so that's why we also record this session. But I would love to introduce you to now my also dear friend, as I feel, because it's like a soul sister who we speak the same language, uh, totally woo woo and cray cray and amazing, Victoria. And it turns out that we actually come from the same area uh, as well. So
They're
sometimes
both in Sweden and in universe.
exactly, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to put you on the speaker. So, warm welcome, Victoria, and please share this a little bit about your story and how the Clear Balance came about. Or I may maybe even start a little bit of your background because this is your gift and you've had it since birth, right?
Yes, that's right. I've been, as a kid, I was living in all dimensions. I was as much as out of my body as in my body. So I experienced a lot. For example, when my mother was on like a wedding or a funeral, and I was at babysitting, and next day, I told my mother what they have done at the party and what they said and what they drank and what they ate. And she said, "No, you weren't there." "Yes, I was." "No, you weren't with us." "Yes, I was." She couldn't understand how I knew. And it was multiple times. So I was both in my home and at the party at the same time. And I can experience this also as adult, but I can't control it. It just happens. But when I give healing to groups, I can place myself with every participant. So everyone who gets healing, I'm there at personal. So when I was a child, I could see the dead people as living people. I didn't understand that they were dead. And yeah, there's a lot of things to be told, but um, I had this gift with me all my life. So when I was about 20 years old, my grandmother was leading förening, what is called? Förening,
Association.
association, yes,
Association. Yeah.
a spiritual association. And when I was 16, I went to my first psychic event, and then it was it for me. So in the early 20s, I went to a tarot card education that my grandmother arranged. And from that moment on, my gifts developed further. So I've been done this my own way. I didn't go to classes or education, or I haven't been listening to other people, because from the very beginning in my early 20s, I said that the only one who can teach me about spiritual is the universe. I won't listen to another human being. And it's been both good and bad, because a lot of bad experiences happened to me also. So that's not what I recommend anyone to do, but it was my way. And I was stubborn and I did it. So, and because of that, clear balance could arise.
Mm.
Because
So,
nobody told me what I could do and what I could not do.
so tell me about the story, also about the story about how did you, because you had worked with a lot of other things before, right?
Yes, and I still do.
Hmm.
And as I said, I didn't go to class. My clients asked me, can you talk to animals? Can you clean my house? Can you do healing and stuff like that? And that's just tried, and I could do it. So it's not that hard for me. But like in 2014, sometimes I hear a voice talking to me, and I can hear it very clearly. And this voice told me that you're going to do another energy treatment. And at that moment, I worked with another energy treatment, where I was not allowed to work with the people who felt very, very bad. And that was an issue for me. So the voice told me, you're going to do another energy treatment, a new one. And I was like, interesting. I will get more information when it's time. So one day I had a client coming to me, and I didn't know so much about her, just that she needed a strong energy session because there was a lot to do with her. So she came to my house and we sat down in the sofa, and I placed my feet on her feet. That's how I do the sessions. And immediately I felt that energy was going the wrong way, because her energy was going into my body, not the other way around. So her energies poured into my legs, and it was very strong. I couldn't avoid it, because this happened one time before, and then I stopped doing what I did because I didn't know what was happening. But this time I thought that it's the new energy treatment I'm going to do. So I let it happen. And I could see, I'm also a psychic, and I can see things, and I saw periods from her life that were awful. It was like horror movies, what she's been through. So her energies went into my body, and I was, is it gasping?
Hmm.
Yes, gasping. And my tears were floating down my face. And it was a horrible experience. It was very tough, very hard. But I understood that the things that she had been through, she couldn't pick it up and work with it with a psychologist or by healing or something like that, because it was too hard to talk about. It was terrible. So after that session, she got her life back after one session. I met her mother, and she said, "Thanks a lot. I got my daughter back. She has life in her eyes again." And that was one session.
And
So
yeah, it's just amazing. But so then how did you develop from there? Because it's
I,
quite an interesting journey to now 12 years later, right?
yes, my friends call me an energy professor because I love to dive into what's going on in universe, what happened with the people, how to work with energies, how energies function. So I had to do, or no, I didn't do any research because Clear Balance told me what to do. So from the start, I felt like Clear Balance has its own consciousness. So before, when I worked with healing, I had to figure it out what to do with this client. Is this good for the client? Is this good for the client? Like, talk to the client's energy and get answers. When I worked with Clear Balance, I immediately felt that Clear Balance know better than me. So just go with the flow. And Clear Balance educated me. And it's still like that. Because Clear Balance is developing. So when we began at 2014, it was very basic, just neutralize frequencies and energies from the client. Today we have really a lot of stuff to deal with. And the first education I had in 2015, it was like a Saturday and a Sunday. Today the education is like at least 4 months. So there's a lot of stuff to educate and learn new therapists about.
Mm.
So it developed with the clients and the consciousness of Clear Balance.
So do you feel like you can do more, like it's more powerful the more it's over time than when you first started?
It's it's it was powerful from the start,
Hmm.
but we have so many tools so we can deal with so many different things that affects human beings. There's a lot of stuff to deal with, like pain bodies. I don't know any other treatment that can deal with pain bodies. And I call it blood memory
Mm.
because it's memories in the blood from your father and your mother and your relatives. So we neutralize at so many different levels in Clear Balance that I don't know any other treatment who deals with so much stuff that we can do.
So when you say the pain bodies, what do you mean by that? For those who
Pain
doesn't understand.
bodies is entities that are created by our emotions. So if you go in grief for several years, a pain body starts to develop from the pain, from the sadness, and this entity needs the pain to be alive. So when it's hungry, it calls for pain, it calls for sadness, and by the law of attraction, sadness will create for the human being that carries the pain body. And the only thing to do to get rid of a pain body is to starve it. But I say like this: how do you know if it's a pain body or if it is your own emotions you haven't dealt with? You can't know.
Mm.
So if to starve a pain body for a human being, it can take years. And we can starve several pain bodies in only one session
Mm.
because we work in a higher timeline. And Clear Balance has the intelligence to do it.
Mm. Helena, you have a question?
Yeah, I'm just curious. When you sat with your first client, all her emotions and feelings, and what did you do with it? How did you handle it?
I didn't handle it, Clear Balance did.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't feel her emotions. I could just feel the energy go up through my legs. I could feel it like water, like pouring water up to my legs, and I was gasping, and my eyes were running with tears, and so I didn't actually feel her emotions. I got pictures what she's been through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes.
But it's very different how the therapists react to or experience, I should say, the clear balance, how it works, right?
Yes. We all have different abilities. So my specialty is to feel the emotions, to feel in my body. But I have all the senses, so I can get pictures. I can just know, just the knowing in the head, and but other therapists that I educated maybe not feel that much. They just know, or they just got pictures, or don't get anything, but the session still works.
Mm.
The clients feel. And therapist that doesn't feel anything, the most important is that the clients get results, and they do anyway.
And I find that was one of the best part with this, because it's like we just have to, not be in the way for the clear balance to do its work, but to be like the gateway for it to get to the client.
Yeah.
Which also means it's not our own shit that goes into the other people's bodies.
Yes, because we don't give our clients anything. We don't send any energies to our clients. We just remove.
So what are can you come with some of the results, like different, to get a sense like what clear balance can actually do?
The balance can do a lot of things, both emotional and physical. My brother was one of my rabbits like to try on, because has a very high consciousness, and he's very straight. So I thought that he's the perfect person to try clear balance on. So I gave him a session, and he didn't know anything about clear balance. I didn't know anything about clear balance. I just did what I was told to do. So clear balance worked on its own. So he got a session, and he had, at that time, he had a frozen shoulder, so he couldn't lift his arm. And he had it like that for 2 years, and constant pain. And during the session, he didn't tell me during the session, he told me afterwards that he could feel the energy moving up to the shoulder, and it was going to go through the shoulder. And he said it was so painful. So he talked to the energy. He didn't know it has its own consciousness, but he talked to clear balance and said, "No, you don't do that. That's too hurtful for me." And the energy backed off, and then it went slowly forward again. And then he thought, okay, I'm going to go through this. And the energy respects me, so I just have to go through it. So the energy went through, and it was hurtful, but he could manage to the pain. And I called him a week later and asked him, how do you feel after the session? Oh, I don't feel that much. Life goes on, he said. But he could feel at that moment that he said like this, then sometimes you wake up in the morning and you just feel that this day is going to be a shitty day. But those days doesn't exist anymore. Every day is a good day. That's his first feeling. A couple of weeks later, he called me and told me that his pain in his shoulder was gone, and he could raise his arm and work. So the frozen shoulder was gone. Then my brother got a stroke, maybe a half a year later, and he was going to do walking to train his brain and train his body. So he went out walking and slipped and got his foot got hurt. So when I had education in 2015, he told me, then you can help me with my foot. And we laughed because we both know that we don't know what energy can do. So, but it was a wish from his side. Once again, I called him a week later. No, he didn't feel any difference. But a couple of weeks later, he called me again. He said, that session, I just realized I have no pain in my foot. It's healed. So he even forgot that he had pain in his foot, because it's not necessary to remember that. And emotional stuff, people usually feel like much lighter. They feel like they even express that it's like they lost 10 kilos of weight, physical. That's the feeling they got. So it's like, how to call it, not always that clear what a session does, because even your old memories of how you had it is gone. You just feel better, lighter, and you come closer to yourself. Suddenly you know who you is and who other is. Because we always carry a lot of other people's feelings. But when Claire Ballas neutralizes that, it's only you in your body. Tell me about your client who had a pain in her cheek.
Yes. It actually started, she got some sessions before because she had a lot of pain in her hip. And that also took like maybe a month, but then the pain was gone. And it hasn't returned. And then when I did my very, very first session, then she have had pain in her jaw for several months. She couldn't even eat a banana because it was too painful when she was chewing. And then one session, the next morning, she had more pain. And the 2 days after, the pain was gone and it hasn't returned. And we were sitting there and eating breakfast, and she was chewing, and we're like, nah, can't be right. And she was like, I'm going to try an apple now. And she's like, I can feel there's something, but there's no pain. And we're like, no, can't be right. Like when you doubt that. But yeah, still now, a couple of months later, still no pain. One
That's awesome.
session.
Yeah, one session.
Yeah.
So what do you call it? Like surgery? Spiritual surgery?
Mm-hmm.
Claire Ballas do that. Surgery. And it happens a lot of times. It's not it's usual.
But to also tell me a little bit about the helpers that also come and we can use in Clear Balance.
And there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
We work with galactic beings from Orion, from the Pleiades, Arcturians, the light beings. I call them the light beings. Other people call them heaven's doctors. I call them the light beings, and they are the one. They and the people from Orion is doing the surgeries. We have like the fixers. I call them the fixers. It's like rumpnissarna in Ronja Rövardotter. They are very cute, and they fix things for us. We have Galacticans from, they say they come from Neux. I don't know that place, but and they have several skills to work with. Like the Pleiades comes with love, Orion comes with the consciousness, Arcturians know everything, the light beings do the surgeries, So we have a whole team of galactic workers with us in every sessions. There's a lot of people.
So how do you know if there are any like false light beings or any dark beings?
Because they're not allowed to get in to Clear Balance before asking me for permission.
Mhm.
So they have to present themselves for me, and I will allow them. And I can feel who's good and who's bad. And also, like, we have had bad people in the team, they never stay. Because the light is too light. They can't stay here. So we don't have bad energies.
But you also work with to remove dark entities and things like that, right?
Yeah, that's my special skill. Everything is not good in not in Earth and not in universe. There's a lot of dark energies playing around with us, and that's one of my specialties, to work with people who are like obsessed, like their consciousness is sick, like very sick people. They're not sick. There are darkness playing around with them. That's the problem.
So how do you use clear balance for those type of people?
First of all, I use my own skills to say no to them, that they don't belong here, and then I use the clear balance to strengthen the client. Because the client is too weak, the client maybe stopped eating, not sleeping, and when a human being is tired and didn't have food, they got weak, and then the entities can interact. So I need to get rid of the entities from the human being at first, and then I can work with clear balance to neutralize all the darkness in the human being that not belong there. That's a very long process. It's like 1 year, 1.5 years to get a human being on his own feet again. They cause so much damage. So it's a very long process.
Wow. Yeah. It's crazy. Crazy world. So how would you then explain what happens as a therapist? Like, because as you say, the energy goes into the body. So what happens from a therapeutic point of view?
From a therapeutic point of view, it's not as bad as it sounds like. Many people got scared of this, and as I say, if I would listen to other people during my development in psychic skills, people would tell me that you can't do that, it's dangerous. But it's not, and I've been working like this all my life. For like 25 years ago, I talked to a dog, and everything was right. And the owner asked me, didn't he say anything about his back? No, he didn't. And maybe it's because I had such a pain in my back for 3 weeks, I said. 2 weeks later, she called me back and told me that her dog's back was fine. He had disc bulk in English. What is that?
Yeah.
Don't know. He was damaged in his spine, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been under surgery, and it didn't help. So he couldn't run, he couldn't sit, he couldn't walk in stairs. But after our session, the dog could run, walk in stairs, and sit. The dog was healthy again. And then I understood that those weeks where I had back pain, it wasn't my back pain, it was the dog's back pain. And that was like 25 years ago. And then I said like this to universe, if I can help people and animals in this way, I will do that. Because what is 3 weeks of my life compared to the rest of the life for the dog. So I've been doing that all my life, but it took time to heal, like in that way. So with Club Balance, the Club Balance holds the keys to neutralize. So I, as a therapist, doesn't have to do anything more than get the keys from me. So when I have a new student going to the class, I give the student the keys to Club Balance, and they get access to Club Balance consciousness, and Club Balance deals with it. So it's not as bad as it sounds.
No, it's not.
No, because if I've been working with this now for 12 years, and if it shouldn't work to neutralize, I would have been very sick at this point, but I'm not. I've had fibromyalgia all my life, and I'm healthy today. I don't have any pain in my body anymore. I'm healed. And I could not be if this wouldn't work.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Anything, any questions that you have from this and you get curious to know more about? Just you can unmute or you can write in the chat.
I would like to say something or ask what I find very, very interesting, as I said to you, Susanna, is like you just remove or like clear. You don't add things to get things better.
Yes.
Like me, I've done a lot of different modalities and clearings, and I love the clearing parts. I call it cleanups myself. And a lot of teachers tell you that then there comes a void, you have to put some good stuff in afterwards. And I always resist that. And I thought something was wrong with me. It's like, we don't need that. We just need to clear the shit out.
Yeah.
Then the other stuff is there.
Yeah.
It gets stronger. So I just get goosebumps when I say it. So it's really a relief because I haven't heard anyone else say it like this.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing whatever modalities. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that. I think it sounds very interesting. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mai.
I have a question, please. Can you use it in a distance?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's only energy. It's energy. I don't need your physical body to do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Elin asked how do you know how many sessions a client need?
Yes, I usually say like you need at least 6 sessions to get the work done properly. You can start with 4, but I prefer to ask for 6 sessions. And you feel, Susanna, you have worked with Club Balance now for a couple of times. Tell the difference with the first session and later on sessions. What difference do you feel when you do the sessions?
I feel it's like faster. It's like it's more slow in the beginning, like heavier, and sometimes it's almost like I can't even feel it. It feels like there's like clogged up. So the more you clean out, it just feels like, and everything shifts very, very fast. So everything moves in like a quantum speed in a different way than it's almost like you shift dimension. So it goes faster, you higher dimension you go into, kind of thing.
Yeah. So the first session usually is very slow and heavy and a lot of stuff to deal with for me as a therapist. And then it's get easier and easier. So like the 4 or the 6th session or the 8th session, it depends on the luggage. what you have with you. But for a normal person, 4 or 6 sessions to get the shit done, so to say. And I sometimes I feel like now the client is done, and the client tells me, no, I'm not done. I need more sessions. So I always listen to my clients. So the clients, because when you come to me the first time, or to Susanna the first time, you have so much energy and emotions and stuff with you that doesn't belong to you. So you don't know how you feel. And we clean it out, and you be more aware of yourself. You're more aware of who you are, and then you can feel the difference if you need more sessions or when you need more sessions, because it can also be like you do this 4 or 6 or 8 sessions in a package and move on, and like in half a year or in a year you feel like, oh, I need 1 session with Clear Balance again. So when you have done the package, you can take single sessions whenever you need, and you will
can also target more specific things, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like first you do the spring cleaning, and then you can go in and focus on specific things a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, it's the Clear Balance that is prioritizing what needs to go first. Like kind of that in that way, you don't. So you can come with a specific problem, but it's not that you need the thing you need to clean up first, for example.
No, not clean up first. A client can come with a specific problem, but Clear Balance know what to do. Because maybe it's not a problem we have to work with. We doesn't know what causes the problem. We don't work with the symptoms. We don't work with the problem. We can tell Clear Balance that the clients need help with this, and Clear Balance will find the root to the problem.
Yeah,
and so much more. It's Clear Balance work with the speed of light. It goes very fast.
Beyond, probably.
Beyond, yes, probably.
thank you.
Yeah, Lassie?
Yeah. I have a dear sister throughout many years who have a very strong bipolarity and go very, very deep and very crazy high, and have been for quite over the last 10 years or something in these cycles, and they're getting worse and worse. And it's like she's not really accepting, and that is the case. But I was just wondering if this kind of thing could work on so strong psychological orders.
Yes, it could.
Yeah.
Yeah. And often, like in this moments, there are entities also involved.
Yeah, exactly. I have a very strong feeling of something very strong.
Yeah.
And it's not possible for me and the other sisters to really, we can support on her physical level, but we cannot really get into that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good to know. I can pass that on.
Yeah.
And
we also have, yes, sorry.
No, then I can talk with you, Susanna, about the situation, and we'll see.
Yeah.
We also have very good results with ADHD and autism, for example. Very, very good results for that.
Yeah.
Can you give an example?
I suggest this.
What did you say, Helena?
Can you give an example?
On autism, ADHD, I have many examples. I have many examples.
Tell your favorite story.
Which one?
The favorite one about ADHD.
The favorite one. It's my grandchild, who I got to know from Clear Balance that ADHD is caused by trauma and stress. It's caused by oxytocin. I don't know if that's the word in English, but the hormone
Oxytocin,
oxytocin,
yeah.
oxytocin. When you have a body in stress, the body can't pick up the oxytocin. So oxytocin is a feel-good hormone that's there to help you socialize with people, to be a happy person and function in social circumstances. And when you're under stress, the body can't pick that up. So trauma is often a root cause to ADHD. You have a trauma, and a trauma causes stress, and your body doesn't function. So I have a grandchild who was born 10 weeks early. He was supposed to weigh over 2 kilos. He weighed 1 kilo at that moment. And he died 3 times during the first half year of his life, caused by vaccines. And he didn't function at all. There were no eye contact, no smile, no interaction at all with his physical body. And the third time, he died 3 times, and 1 time he got a vaccine, and they didn't know if he was going to survive or not. So it was hour by hour. And then I was so stressed about this and so tired of everything that I asked my colleague to do a clear balance session on him. And she did that session. I remember the weekday and the time and everything. It was a Thursday at 6 o'clock. He got this session. And he was sleeping, like in 24 hours, he was just sleeping, and they monitored him, and they didn't know if he was going to survive or not. The day after the session, he woke up, and he got eye contact with his mother and the first smile. So I say that without that session, he would be very autistic. Today, this boy is here to save the world. He's here to spread his light, and he proved it when I was with him at the store. Several men, 60 years and above, got really touched by the boy. So they had to
Jag
go.
inte hitta det i ditt Apple Music-bibliotek.
I don't know what's
Du
happening
kan fråga
here.
efter en radiostation eller be mig att spela upp din musik innan...
Do you hear that? I don't
Yeah,
know.
we did hear her. Yeah, we did.
You don't touch anything.
Okay, he was just talking to you.
Yeah.
There's Melvin.
So older men, it was very touched by him when we were at the store. So they had to come to us and talk to him, and they just melted. Their heart was opened up, and they just melted down. So he's here to spread love. That's his mission. He's very sensitive. He has a very high consciousness. He comes from a very high level of consciousness. Today he is 8 years old, very sensitive. He has language barriers. He can't talk properly. And he got diagnosed with ADHD. His problem today is that he's very sensitive, and he is like a magnet. So he cleanses the school every day. So when he comes home, he has so much dirt in his aura system. So he gets burst out and very angry and things like that. And when he has like very heavy burst outs, very, very heavy. He can lift the door. He can, he's crazy. So his mother
And
used
he's
to call,
tiny.
He's tiny. Yes, he's like yes. He also have a growth problem. So he's like 2 years younger in length, very tiny. Yes, the smallest boy on the school, actually. Yeah.
Lifts off a door.
Yeah, he lifted off a door. Yeah, he got the door over him, and me and his mother couldn't carry that door together, and he lifted it off. So when he gets those bursts out, his mother used to calls me and ask me, can you give Melvin a session? And right, just minutes after I start, he just, Mommy, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. And it just stops like that. And I picked him up from his dad once time, like 2 years ago. I picked him up at his dad's house. And he sat in the car just shouting like, just like that, just shouting. And I told him, stop shouting. It's very difficult to drive when you shout like that. But he couldn't handle it. He couldn't stop. And finally, I found out, I can give him clear balance. I forgot. So I was driving the car and I gave him clear balance. And immediately he stopped screaming and he started to gasp. He self-gasped and he was just passing out. So it works very quick to just go in with clear balance and he gets good again.
More himself.
More himself, yes. And he goes to sleep and yeah. So it works very fast on him. And he has been getting clear balance since he was a baby. Mm. So we can't cure, but kids today with a high consciousness are very sensitive. And clear balance is a very good tool to use. Mm. And the best thing is to have a parent or a grandmother who can do this, because if they were going to pay every time, it would have been very expensive.
Yeah. There's one more thing I would like, I think is very important. It is how the difference between Reiki and clear balance, because they kind of clashes, right?
Yes. Reiki is an old dimensional treatment, in my thoughts. A man got channeled Reiki like for over 100 years ago, and then it was very good. Today, humans got a higher consciousness, and Reiki is not compatible anymore. And Reiki locks the system. So if you have a Reiki master that has this high consciousness, and you are here, and you get Reiki, then your consciousness can go up here. But if your consciousness is here, when you get a session of Reiki, your consciousness is here, the Reiki master is here, but your level of consciousness might be here. But when you get Reiki, the consciousness will be locked here, and you can't go further. And with clear balance, there's a tremendous raise of consciousness. Then you're free to go. You're free to raise your consciousness. And if you have Reiki at the same time, the Reiki will try to stop you and clear balance will try to raise. And that's a clinch. Was that what you wanted?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I think that is also important, that also why I ask if people have done those kind of sessions before with Reiki, but there's also aura transformation and some other that doesn't work very well with clear balance due to the way they work.
Yeah. Aura transformation also locks people in the crystal aura. And it's like this, that even if clear balance knows that this is not good for our clients said yes to this one time, and we have a free will. So if you said yes to aura transformation or yes to Reiki, you also need to say yes to remove it. Otherwise, clear balance can't do anything about it, because it's your free will, and clear balance can't go against your free will.
Yep. Yeah. So Elin says that can clear balance remove that Reiki? What Reiki has then open
Yes.
up? Yes.
Yes. If you say yes, it can. You have to say yes. Remove it. But we have to ask, because if we don't ask and you have Reiki or an aura transformation and you do clear balance, there will be it will not be good. It's like you're gonna crash. I've seen it, and that's not good. So we have to remove it. And if you don't want to remove it, then don't do clear balance.
Tell them about when you go to the events, when you next to the Reiki. I love that.
On events where people can try our sessions, different therapists, Reiki is always very angry at us. They are very angry, so they try to protect themselves. They try to build an energy wall, and they also taped the floor to make a wall between us. They're very angry at us. We affect them in some way, and we experience this every time we went to events. So now we know that's the reaction, and it's different people. It's different Reiki people. They can't stand clear balance. I don't know what they feel, but they get very angry at us. We're doing something with the energy. And they don't know what we do. It's not about clear balance. It's been like this all years. And they don't even know that it's clear balance. Just feel like, don't come near us. Let us be.
Yeah. Helena asked, how many therapists have you educated over the years?
I don't know really, but a couple of hundred, I think. And not all are active. Like maybe 300, something like that. And some people just want it for themselves, because they can do sessions on themselves every night. Instead of calling me, they can do it by themselves. So when you're going to the education and you get the keys to clear balance, you get the keys to clear balance consciousness, then it's like an antivirus protection, like in your computer. You have an antivirus program in your computer. Clear balance is like that for us therapists. We have antivirus system in our body. So when we're in a bad situation or bad energies, clear balance will cleanse immediately. So we're always clean. And that's fantastic.
And also just practically, when you do a clear balance session, there's time in between these 6 sessions, and can you?
I keep it every 4 days. You can do it every week. It depends on how fast the client is or what you feel like, but mostly I do every 4 days. So it's quite a quick process to do.
Any other questions? Any thoughts, ideas? Where did the name Clear Balance come from?
From above. From above.
Home.
It was crystal clear. It was such a clear energy, and clear balance is a water energy, a water element, and that I know right at the start. It's water, it's clear, it's balance. So clear balance.
So how does it work on distance?
It works like this. We schedule a time, and you get a reminder like 10 minutes before. It's soon time for your session. And when it's time, you lay down or you sit down for an hour, just relaxing, and let the energy work do what it has to do. And after the session, myself, I send a text, what I experienced, and get in contact with the client by text. I don't know what you do, Susanna.
Well, usually I do it at night, so usually it's later. But what I found when I was receiving my first sessions was that it was quite amazing that the moment it started, I could feel it and I could hear it and I could feel it in my body. And it's not that I can go sleep in that energy at all. It's really, really active. Um, Also when I give it or whatever you say. Um, but it's like when you don't know how long it will take, right? So, but it was always like an hour on the minute.
Yeah.
So it worked for an hour, and then I was like, I wonder what time it is because it feels like I'm done. And it was
Yeah.
always on the minute,
Yeah.
an hour,
Yeah.
which I find quite interesting. Yes, so the client can be sleeping, yes.
Often my clients fell asleep, so that's why I do it at night. So when my clients go to sleep for the night.
Yeah.
So I do it on my grandchildren. When often the oldest one, Melvin, when he was like a couple of years old and he didn't want to go to sleep and just screaming and shouting, then I had to go in with the clear balance, and he fell asleep immediately. Because it's
Did
very
that with my
irking.
son as well. Yeah. My son, he had issues sleeping for several nights, and then I gave him a clear balance, and he was like knocked out.
Yeah.
So it was like he's like good medicine to get sleep medicine.
Just a couple of minutes and they're asleep.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, we are on the top of the hour. If there isn't any other specific questions, I love your view, Talasi. Very nice. Um, I would like to say thank you, Victoria, for sharing your story and your experiences with us and explain a little bit more about clear balance. Uh, I find it's the only thing I've ever tried. I've tried different type of methodologies and therapies and things, both as a client, but I also been taking courses. This is the only one I feel actually that I want to work with and give to. It feels very, very different, and it feels so good to do it, and so it's a win-win in that sense. And the results are just amazing. So
I agree. Thank you, Susanna.
thank you. Thank you very much.
And for all of you who joined us tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you.